Hi stamping friends, welcome back. Sandi MacIver here, and this is Distressed Oxides Color Combos and Cards number 4. We are going to start off by black heat embossing the image from the Stamp Market Botanicals, and it's the solid image, onto a piece of Neenah 110-pound card. I'm using my MISTI stamping tool to do this because I want to stamp it twice with the Versamark ink to make sure that I have a nice, juicy image for all of that black embossing powder to stick to, and give it a really good rub so you got a nice, even distribution of the ink across your paper. So then pull it out of the MISTI and cover it with that black embossing powder, making sure that you get all the nooks and crannies. And as you can see, I have a couple of spots, and that's because my stamp was dirty, but I'm going to show you how to fix that. So just heat emboss it to set the embossing powder that you already have on it, and then you'll see I'm pointing out the little spots that I missed. There is a Versa marker. So there's a skinny tip and a wide tip. I'm going to use the wide tip, and I'm just going to color those little spots that I missed and cover it with the black embossing powder, and it should just stick to those spots. If you've got your dirty, sweaty fingers all over your paper, it may stick there too, so you may need a paintbrush like I do to get rid of and flick off all the extra little pieces that you don't want, and then just heat set it. It fixes the problem. 4 colors today: mustard seed, picked raspberry, shaded lilac, and wilted violet. So we're doing it in 4s, so you're going to quarter off your art piece, and I'm starting at the bottom with the darkest color, the wilted violet, moving on to the shaded lilac, and blending back and forth. And I find that 2 layers of the ink help to make the blending easier. So you see that I go over everything twice. And this is also called the embossed resist technique, because as you will see at the end of this, that black heat embossing that we did is going to resist the ink. And the ink is actually going to sit on top of the embossing, and we can just wipe it off when we're done. So I'm doing the final color, the mustard seed, and as you can see, it's a little on the bright side, so here's a trick. I went back and did my second layer of the raspberry, and then without re-inking, I just pulled that light blend of raspberry up into the mustard seed, just to tone it down a little bit. I like that color. It's kind of a, I don't know, harvest orange maybe is a good... And I decided at the last minute to add a little black soot just at the bottom to help anchor my design element. And I'm going to go over that with a little bit of the wilted violet just to tone it down a bit as well. So there we go. The next process, take your Kleenex and wipe all that ink off of your embossed image. Otherwise, it will stay wet, and you will transfer it probably to your card base when you go to build it, and you won't be very happy. So, distressed oxides are activated with water, and to distress them, all you have to do is simply flick some water on, and I do 2 things. I flick it just from the paintbrush itself, and then I also tap it on my finger. I find that I get 2 different sizes of blobs by doing that. And then wick it up with some paper towel to get that nice distressed look. Okay, so we need a card base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, 110-pound Neenah Solar White, and I'm just going to score and fold that, burnish it with my bone folder so it's nice and flat. And I should have done that inside my Scor-Pal, but I think I got it nice and square. I'm just going to check. I like to do that. I like using my Scor-Pal to make sure my card bases are nice. All right, so we need some foam tape for the back of this little guy. And then we're going to attach them to the card base. Lots of dots. Try and get it centered. After I'd done this card, I decided that I wanted a little bit more of a frame, so you'll see that I cut it down. And I'm using the Simon Says Stamps Script Hello. I cut that out of the Simon Heavy Duty Black cardstock, and I'm using my Tombow white glue, my multi-purpose, to attach it to the front of the card. Just like that. I love all the silhouette thing. And I decided I wanted some black dots, so this is the Nuvo Ebony Black Crystal Drops, and you can squeeze them out and make drops any size you want. Big, small, in between. The hard part is you need to set your card aside for about 20-25 minutes at the end to let those dry. Otherwise, you'll smear them by, touching them or putting something else on top of them, which I've done. Here's another one. This stamp set from the stamp market has a silhouette and an outline stamp of each of the images. So I've shared both of them with you. This awesome stamp set. I need to use it more often. And all the supplies that I've used today are linked underneath the video. There's also a link to my blog where you can download a PDF if you wish. And if you enjoyed today's video, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And until next time, toodles!